The Dyson Sphere's construction continues, and our processor equation has been solved. Probably. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So, based on some feedback that I got in the comments, and also just based on some calculations that I did, not only on my own, but using community, kind of crowdsourced calculation tools, not only from this community, but oddly enough, from the Factorio community. Well, something that started with the Factorio community, but now can be used for multiple games in this genre space. I used one of those calculators and just confirmed that I do in fact have enough of these production buildings to support the number of processor production buildings that I have set up. Now, the answer to that question is actually yes. So, what we really need to do, that's a good number of processors, that makes me happy to see. What we really need to do is make sure that we're producing enough silicon. And that is really the trouble right now, because we have, I definitely see some gaps. So there's an opportunity for more silicon to make it down the line. The first line remains completely full, but there are definitely still gaps, oddly enough. So, what I can do is come down here. Well, actually, you know what? I've just realized there might be another way to do this that helps make the whole thing more efficient. 1 second. Alright, no, that's empty. These are actually all function. Right. We have a lot of... Man. Okay. I was kind of thinking that maybe, based on the way this is set up, but of course once I looked at it again, it's obvious that it's not. I was thinking that maybe I could come to the very front of the line and some of these sorters would go into one line while others would go, onto the second line. Right now they're all focused to go on both lines, and basically they'll empty their... not sorter, but every smelter will empty their contents, their outputs, onto whichever belt is available, because they have two output sorters. And I was thinking maybe I could just split the work between them instead, but I think I'll leave it as I've set it up and just continue to increase the amount that I have available. Now, this is kind of hilarious, because I forgot about this last episode. Thank you to the commenter who pointed that out to me. I had a bunch of those just sitting in my logistics slots. I genuinely forgot that I had them. Well, clearly I forgot, but I know that my logistics slots exist, but I forgot ever having these specifically in my logistics slots. So, live and learn. All right, so let's go ahead and delete one more solar panel. You would think eventually with all these little solar panels that I'm deleting, we would start to see a small impact on power. It's possible. All right, so same thing. Really hoping this is enough, because if it's not, I might still have to do more with the lines, which is what I did in that failed attempt at the previous episode where I had to start the recording again. Well, I had to start the recording the first time because I actually wasn't recording at all. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back and listen to the very beginning of the last episode. It will be clear. Alright, so it looks like I can't copy because it's a different type of smelter, which, that's fair. But I can copy the recipe. Boom. Alright, so we know that one's working already. Now if I just copy-paste you all the way down to the end, should start getting some additional silicon on the line. Now, it's not the same as having plain smelters, but it might be enough to fill those gaps. That would be nice. And there may still be merit to what I was just talking about, like splitting the work of all of these various smelters between the two lines, rather than having them both, like all of them outputting to both. So we'll have to see kind of how this goes. And the reason I think that currently is not really a viable solution is that none of these have any additional silicon backed up at all. And the reason for that is we have this new setup. We've got a second line. So any backed up silicon goes onto the second line once the first one is full. So it makes sense that none of these are actually backing up. So really what we need to do is just add more to this line until it's full. And then solutions that involve solving for problems with the machines themselves filling up can be attempted when they're necessary, but right now they're not. All right, so having done that, let's take a look at our output right away, just in real time. All right, we are at 692 per minute right now, but we're at 715. Okay, we're climbing again. That's good. That indicates that maybe some, I was about to say sulfur, some silicon is starting to make it down the line. Tell you what, let's close that. We'll pull it back up in a minute, but let's do the thing where we go watch the end of the line, because it's oddly satisfying, isn't it? We're going to watch the end of the line. By the way, the exact numbers are we need 12. In order to support 35 processor production facilities, we need 12 circuit board production facilities, and 47. No, 47. 47. Not 37. 47. Microcrystalline component facilities. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. It looks like silicon is still lacking for some of these, which is the reason we have a bit of a slowdown, so kind of begs the question, like, what more can I do? Because the line is still not full. So, you know, the plain smelters are the obvious solution here, like getting all of my smelters here upgraded to plain smelters. But that doesn't necessarily completely solve the problem. We definitely have enough, though. We just need to make sure we have the silicon coming in. So what other solutions do we have, apart from what I already thought of, which is having a second line? Again, that's what I attempted in the beginning of the last episode when I thought I was recording and then didn't. And I had a change of plans, just to recap real quick, so we're on the same page. I had a change of plans when I realized, wait a minute, I can just use pilers and bring them onto the same line, and the one line can do the work of two lines, because that's what pilers do. Alright, it does seem like both pilers are working a little bit more effectively now. That's good. Our processor output has increased. I just kind of feel like maybe I do need to upgrade those smelters, you know? But for now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with the more straightforward solution. Oh wait, no, wrong way. Let's be somewhat uniform about the way we set this up. I'm not going to extend the smelters beyond the end of this copper line for now. The main way that I can solve the problem that I'm facing is... Alright. There we go. Especially now that I have so many unupgraded smelters, I can upgrade these smelters quite effectively. Okay, so in this case we have a bit of a weird situation where... Yeah, can I delete you and you? And then will you still power that? It would be great if you did, I'm just saying. Okay, almost. Good enough for me. Alright, so now all of those are powered. And let's take a look at our, speaking of power, let's take a look at that situation. Currently sitting at 270 megawatts used, 315 demanded. Now, the key is that both of these belts need to fill up, so that the output of this final belt, there we go. Okay, no, I still see some gaps, but it's looking a lot fuller. Again, we have the production buildings that we need in order to satisfy 35 processor production facilities. We do. Alright, so I mean, at this point, it's functioning, so I could just leave it alone. I've worked on it for an episode and a half, more than... Actually, it's been like 2 episodes straight working on this now. So, yeah, let's do that. I need to get more material so I can have plain smelters in my inventory anyway. So let me take a moment just to put some of these things back in their proper place. so that I don't end up in a situation where I have a bunch of a bunch of resources that I can't move fast enough before building something in my inventory causes me to litter stuff all over the ground. It's obnoxious. You get used to it, but I'll try to prevent it. And we also do need to get more conveyor belts. I have some hydrogen to drop off. Oh, I can also put some of those away. Very good. Any other slots that I can fill? Doesn't seem so. Oh yeah, one more. That one. And that one. And that one. There we go. I was looking for you. Couldn't see you at first. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's head back. Let's just do a little bit of a mental reset. We're going to head back to Gakrux 1. By the way, if you're watching this episode live, as I like to say, if you're watching it on the day that it comes out, you are probably realizing this episode is a little bit early. That's because there are going to be 2 episodes today. I did not put out an episode yesterday, right after in the previous episode, talking about getting the schedule back on track. It's still related to the same chaos from earlier in the week, just getting caught up. So this time, to make up for it a little bit more effectively, we're going to have 2 episodes in one day. Made a little bit more sense to me, given, if you look at the time right now, this is when I'm able, bottom right corner, this is when I'm able to get to it. So given the number of people that watch my content over across the pond, I'm not going to release a new episode like when you're asleep. That's why I generally try not to release content past like 4 p.m. or so, because that's late evening for folks in Western and Central Europe. And then, of course, beyond that point, I'm just basing my comment there on where I have statistically where I have the most viewers. There are people that watch my content in various countries beyond Europe and, much farther east from me than that. But I have a pretty strong contingent of viewers in Western and Central Europe. So I'll try to schedule with that in mind when it comes to releasing new episodes. Let's see how you're doing. Ooh, 11.1. Also, notice the rocket launching is going ridiculously well. So this has picked back up after a period of struggle. It doesn't look like any frames are complete, but as I mentioned, the rockets do a very good job. Oh, this is beautiful. The rockets do a very good job of splitting the work across all of their assigned areas. And so as a consequence of that, even though it looks like some of these are close to being completed, the rockets will kind of spread out and work on building all of their assigned frames as soon as possible, rather than focusing on areas that are almost done. So it can take a while for any to complete. But let's take a look here, because I have plenty of what I need to upgrade to some plane smelters, and I need plane smelters. So what do I need? I need frame materials, which I have, and I need plane filters, which I have. Isn't it nice to just have a bunch of these on demand? Remember earlier in the series where I had copious amounts of them staring me in the face? And I didn't see them? Yeah, I remember that. I remember it vividly, thank you very much. Okay, now I don't think we have any unipolar magnets on this planet. We might just have to go get some, to tell you the truth. We can either get some from Alpha Andromeda, or we can get some from the source themselves. It looks like we do have more processors on the way, moving a little bit more effectively now, but it's still not happening as quickly as I would like, which is unfortunate, because that means we need to increase processor production even more. I might just need to make that... I didn't really set it up this way, but it's tempting me to just... Maybe I can set up a secondary production ring on that planet, up closer to one of the poles, either the North Pole or the South Pole, obviously, and just have a ring, like I've done on a few other more recent planets. That might be the way to go to quickly supplement my... excuse me. My voice dropped out for a second there. To quickly supplement my processors. That could be the best solution. But let me see how quickly these arrive. We have 3,000 on the way now. Interesting that more aren't showing up faster. All right, there they are. I want to see how quickly we chew through this shipment. Also, processors are currently, if we go to ZetaRa, it's up to 845 per minute. So that's good. That means the silicon is making its way down the line. We just need to get those... Yeah. I really do need to get the unipolar magnets so that I can upgrade all of those smelters to plane smelters. That's going to be a key solution. All right, power-wise, this planet is completely fine. But now that processors are coming back in force, rockets are going to be produced more reliably. That is the line for processors, right? Where did it go? Oh, it's just already empty. Because they need so many. Hang on. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's part of the problem too, isn't it? That I've got it. They're being split between two things that need them quite ravenously. So that makes sense. Thankfully, we still have plenty of Dyson Sphere components here. So yeah, I think my next goal, because everything that I'm doing right now is so that we can automatically produce as many rockets as possible. And right now we're still short on quantum chips because we're short on processors. So we need to do everything possible to increase the rate of production for those. It does look like we have plenty of these being produced, which is nice to see. It looks like this is already full. So that means that this particular drain on these resources, this is good, actually, because while these were being produced, they were really draining a lot of these chips, quantum processors, and now they're not. This line is sitting full, which is the way I designed it to operate. So yeah, I think we're at a good moment to... See, we're in Gakrux, so let me take a look at this. I might just be able to go there myself. We could either go to the Neutron Star. We still have 15 million unipolar magnets on the Neutron Star. Let's head over there. It's been a while. I can get some unipolar magnets and upgrade some stuff on the way and on the way back. All right, where are you? There you are. Oh, not enough warper. If only I had a massive stack of it just sitting, waiting for a refill in my inventory. That sure would make everything way too easy, wouldn't it? So pretty much the automation and the rate of construction of my Dyson Sphere depends upon the processor problem that I'm trying to solve right now, which is why my focus is so singular. The more rockets I can produce, the more of those launchers in a row will fire, and the more rapidly the Gakrux Dyson Sphere will gain in power production capacity. Now, we're at 11.2 now, and as soon as I can start building panels, that will increase dramatically. So that's a plus. All right, so this warp is not going to take particularly long. We're about a quarter of the way done with our current research project. And what else do we have in the queue? Carrying capacity for everything. Not for us, but for drones. Research speed. And then, of course, the Dyson Sphere stress system. So those are the different nodes at which stuff can be unlocked on the Dyson Sphere. We haven't really had a problem with research in a while. It's been slowly ticking along. And it never pauses or turns red, which indicates we have a steady flow of research. It's just a little bit slow at the moment because we have the one research facility functioning on Alpha Andromeda 2, which is standard, by the way. You can let that stuff hum in the background. All right, we just passed the Neutron Star. Actually, no, we didn't. It's right there. Oh, we passed one of the Neutron Star's, like, energy bands. Oh, it's crazy. I'm not used to that. These new effects are just absolutely bonkers. All right, let me remind myself what I have set up here. Yeah, so we have the 3 different sources. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is nuts. The 3 different sources set up for these. And their max charging power is set to 30. That needs to change. Hang on. Let's go ahead and increase that to 120. Because we need these to get around. I might need to tweak the power capacity of this planet. Let's take a look. Yeah, absolutely need to tweak power capacity of this planet. Now, as I recall, what did we use here? Was it wind? It was wind and solar. What do we need more of? It's solar, really. So I don't have that many. Okay. That's unfortunate. What was the wind power ratio? 70%? Oh, that's not great. All right. Well, maybe I need to dial back those energy levels then until I'm ready to come back here and really provide what this thing needs. So let's take a look at the power situation. Yeah. So why don't we just set them all to 60? One of them was set to 30, so I mean, even just having all 3 of them set to 60 is an improvement over what it was a moment ago. So now they can all fully charge when they land. All right, so anyway, we're here for this resource, literally. This is what we came here for. And they go to get more. All right, so that was immediate. Now I need more plane filters in order to continue building it. But before I go anywhere, I would very much like to have as much of this particular resource available to me as physically possible. So let's see, I want to put these away for now because as long as I'm not upgrading them, they're taking up space. Let me think. I need to put some of this stuff in storage on Alpha Andromeda too. I've been carrying a lot of things around in my inventory for a while that I'm not actively using, and that's starting to bug me. So, at this point, yeah, I'm just going to fill up my inventory with what I have available to me. Let's put all that back. And we do already have a stack. Good. So what I need to do now is head back to Gakrux so that I can make a bunch more of those. And then I might even be able to make it back to ZetaRa and upgrade those smelters, which may further help our processor situation. Like, the best goal, the thing that would make me happiest right now, would be just to see all 35 processor assembly plants, all of those assemblers that are making processors, all 35, constantly working with the lines feeding them fully saturated. That would make me very happy. And I could even do 40. You know, I need to make sure that I would have enough microcrystalline components and enough circuit boards. But I could potentially increase output that way as well. The main situation continues to be needing more silicon to be produced. So we're going to solve that problem first and foremost. Man, look at how clustered everything is when you're this far out on the edge of everything. All right, so we're less than 10 light years from Gakrux. We're going to land, grab some stuff that we need. Yeah, there are definitely some items that I can get rid of. Ooh, do I have transport sitting somewhere in my inventory? I do not. I feel like I do, though. I don't. Okay. All right, we're arriving in Gakrux. The reason I was saying I feel like I do is that I have 240 sitting in my logistics containers. So it's like, where are the other 10? That's a habit you develop after a while of using those, is if you see that a logistics container is not full, either you're actually low on that item, or they're sitting in your inventory. in a separate stack. Alright, so now we have arrived here. And we can visit here. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit dicey, but it shouldn't be... Well, hang on, let's see how it goes. Let me get as big of a stack of these as I can manage. I'm surprised how many I'm holding. I didn't think that I'd be able to just pick up this many outright, but I can. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to need to do here... Can I put you away? Yes, I can. Perfect. Any other items that I can squirrel away? Actually, that might be enough, because that was what I needed. No, wait, there's one more. Damn it. I have a solution, though. Where... There they are. Man, the sail storage is filling up very nicely. That is great to see. We've got... This is the storage tower that's feeding the Dyson Swarm. So it's completely full. And the backup storage tower that feeds everything else is also more than half full. I freaking love it. Alright, so plane smelters. I just need to get some basic smelters in my inventory now. There we go. Now I can put these here. Magical. Alright, that's much better. Now, I still don't have... There we go. There we go. Alright, now I just need a few more plane filters. And I certainly have them. So nice to have these in such copious supply. What about these? No, not quite full. That's fine. Alright, and so now... Oh my gosh, there we go. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of those now. And that's most of the unipolar magnets that I was lugging around. Most of them. Are you still full? Yes, you are. Alright, this is working quite well. So before I end the episode, just for the sheer satisfaction of it, I can probably build a few more of those, but we're going to go back to ZetaRa. We spent so much time there getting those processors up to snuff in terms of their overall production output. Now we have a golden opportunity. Where are you? Where the hecking heck is Gakrux? No, we're in Gakrux. Where's ZetaRa? There we go. Let's go to ZetaRa and upgrade those smelters. Because remember, plane smelters are twice as fast as standard smelters. And think of the sheer number of standard smelters that we have sitting on the surface of that planet right now. It's a clear and present opportunity. So we're going to take it. Also, how is our production? Up to 900... Well, hang on. 814. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think we can do better. The one thing I'll have to be mindful of is that now that ZetaRa is producing them so profoundly, more than double what we were producing just a few hours of gameplay ago, I'll have to watch the resource inputs in ZetaRa because they're much more likely to go dry quickly while they're cranking out those processors. Most straightforward solution is, as I believe I've already done to a certain degree, if not to a complete extent, on ZetaRa 1. The most obvious solution is to set up all of the basic resources that would normally be mined on this planet for input, for import specifically, so that they can be input into the entire apparatus remotely. They get brought in, they get plugged in, and then life just gets automatically easier because you don't have to go back and forth and set up new deposits every single time. Okay, so we're definitely seeing a shift in power, which is not surprising. Plane smelters consume a lot of it. And actually, as I recall, we do not have any more of these. I might have what I need to make it. No, I definitely don't. All right, so we're going to have to go to Alpha Andromeda to get that powered up. But let's take a look at the power situation specifically. It's not that bad. It could be worse. What other possibilities do I have? I could pull some hydrogen onto this planet and burn that. That would be one way to generate some additional power. Screw it, let's do it. Let's see how much is sitting around. Oh yeah, absolutely. Bring it. Bring me some hydrogen. You know what? While you're at it, bring me some energetic graphite too. We've got these resources for energy. Let's burn them. I do need to go back to Alpha Andromeda fairly soon because I'm running low on some of my basic resources here. But, okay. Pretty big deal here. Let's go ahead and... we're just going to have two lines side by side. Alright, let me make sure nothing's been changed here. No more, like, shenanigans. Alright, we're fine. We are fine. Alright, so... I'm going to do the same thing I have set up on Leonis Minoris 2, which is we'll have two lines kind of side by side, and as I kind of realize what some different possibilities are for where these resources can be allocated... Okay, good, they've arrived. I have 57 of these. 57. Tell you what, let's go ahead and do 4 like that. We need to get our sorters in place. Build, just kidding. Build our sorters. I lied. We're not going to have those at the exact same length. It's fine. So we do need to have a little bit of satellite power here just to make sure everything's on the up and up. There we go. So I can delete you. And now let's see. All right, there's already, you can see a little bump in the power there from when we installed these, but now let's really go ham. Hang on, we do need to change one thing, and that is... There we go. Alright, so I want to copy you. And we're going to go back to, let's say, 8. Oh no, collision. That's annoying. Actually, no, I set that up completely wrong. My bad. We're going to have 2 pulling... Yeah, I was still thinking in terms of the silicon. Oops. Alright, so this is going to be very similarly done, but we're going to put them a little bit farther apart. And then we'll do the same thing here. Oh. Why the heck did... Why didn't your sorters build? I'm very confused. Why did none of your sorters build? Will they build manually? Yes, they will. Okay, well, I'll build them manually then. I don't care. For whatever reason, the sorters didn't build automatically, as they have in so many other circumstances throughout the series. So I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. And we should see a very nice jump in power. There we go. And then what I really want to see what would be lovely if we could manage it. Before we end the episode, let's go take a look at this. Remember, I mentioned earlier in the episode, but if you're watching this in the live audience, when the episode's coming out, there'll be another episode shortly. Get to it when you can. Enjoy. Alright, so currently we're not getting all the way down to the end of the line, but we're getting close again. There was a moment last episode where we got all the way to the end when production really reached an apex, but it's because we were sitting on some extra of certain resources. We're back over 900 though, which is really promising. The more processors we can produce at this powerhouse, the better. Like, the more daily episodes of Dyson Sphere Program, the better. I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.